Hello, my friends. I am your friend Kevin, and this is your Divine Daily Blast. But before we get going, I have a little disclaimer to make. I am in the process of eliminating the online booking system for both hairdressing and for getting a intuitive session with me privately. You will be able to get an appointment. Yes, I am taking appointments. Yes, I am engaging brand new clients. However, I have had challenges and issues with clients who are unable to either navigate or get through the online booking process. I have no idea what that's causing it, what's doing it. It's just annoying, and I could potentially be losing business. I don't want to go into the whys and the wherefores. I'm a man in his mid-60s who came along when the internet was initially called the World Wide Web, and Windows was something you looked out and saw whatever you saw outside. It was not something you used on a computer. And then here we go, 50 years on, 40, however many that is, and we now have these invisible digital tools, which I absolutely love. They do things, they make things fast, they make things quick, and they can also be a nightmare. But enough about that and my griping and grunging and carrying on. Let's get right to today's Divine Daily Blast. Here we go. My real impression here is, oh, I love this pen. A friend of mine makes these pens. There's just such joy. I digress. My intention here with you, my little friends, or my friends, I shouldn't say little friends, I don't know, you may be big friends, is to bring you joy, to help you start the day on the right foot, to give you a little bit of a slice of life cake and make it all work. I use many different divination tools, numerology, astrology. Although I'm not a professional numerologist, I am not an astrologer, I just find all of the non-physical tools that divination is fascinating and comforting, and it gives me basically a psychic roadmap, if you will, into where we're going, what we're doing. A little bit of a heads up. Enough of my blabbing. We're going to start with the number 8, Angel Numerology Day. In a nutshell, abundance, prosperity, success. If you've got a tarot deck, work with the King of Coins, King of Pentacles, or the King of Earth, depending on whose deck you're using. Call upon Archangel Ariel and Archangel Jophiel. Those are my pink angels. Ariel being a very pale pink, also connected to strength and courage and the animals. Jophiel being a more vivid magenta pink, almost like a purpley raspberry color, and she is the beauty of God. She's got the keeper of the Garden of Eden, it's said. This is a day to be coronated with business success. Its choices made on an 8-day are favorable, prayers being answered, a success, insightfulness. A person with the personality of an 8 is all of those things. Successful, powerful, most likely to be a leader in their field. Moving on. Message from Archangel Haniel. She says, as the grace of God, I can help you connect with your ability to manifest magic through the Divine Feminine. The Divine Feminine being Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, anything that is fluid, that is soft, that is kind, that is joyful, is all Divine Feminine. And the affirmation from Haniel simply reads, I am connected to the power of the Divine Feminine. Harmony and magic fill my life. You could almost create a song out of that. And my isms today, that's my personal make me feel good post-it notes that when I started writing them, I would slap them on the walls and walk past them and say them just so I could lift the vibration on the inside and say, okay, my latest are very simple, all is well. Everything in my life works out perfectly for me. There is nothing I need to worry about. Moving on. I am feeling glorious, strong, magnificent, courageous, happy, worthy, wealthy, loved. Any of these could apply. You choose what you want to fill in the blank. What are you feeling? And if you are feeling a little left to center, not quite having it, not quite into it, not quite up for it. That is also real. We live in a world where some people behave in a not quite so kind, nice way. What do? Well, the way I like to work through it, that's a contrast. I know where I want to be. I know who I am. I want to know more about that. And I'm choosing a different vibration. I'm choosing a different path. I'm choosing a different avenue, because I personally, in myself, don't really align with anything that's unkind, anything that's not ethical, anything that's out of integrity, anything that's out of respect. There you go. The other one, I claim abundance and financial freedom in my life. Every one of us would love to have money with lots of zeros at the end of it in our bank account. We would like to know that we are either millionaires or now billionaires. And the comparison of not being does keep us stuck in the muck of lack. I talked about that yesterday, scarcity. If you could imagine having 10 pennies in your pocket, that is 10 more than nothing. 10 pennies could get you what, where, why, and how. Not a lot these days. However, jingling and jangling them in your pocket might feel good. Maybe you pop them out somewhere, plop them somewhere, and hopefully it brings somebody joy when they find a penny. I know when I'm walking across the parking lot or anywhere and there's a penny. I think I told the story several months ago. I went to clean out my pond and thought somebody had littered and thrown, a paper wrapper or something in it. And it ended up being, I can't remember if it was a $5 bill or a $20 bill just floating around on the top. Thank you, universe. You just got me lunch. These are what it's like to be abundant and free. People who work for themselves, generate their own income like I do. It is a really insecure financial vehicle. However, it also works with abundance and freedom, because everything works out. It always ends up being okay. Hilarion is our Divine Master this week. He comes with a message. Be seen and let the world know your gifts. Don't hide behind a bushel. Let people know what you're about. The Holy Amethyst. She's come this week to shine the light. And her affirmation is, I am a light of hope to the world. Activate her presence within you. Activate the light that lives within you. I've talked about that for a few days. Seeing a light could be as small as a candle or bright as a spotlight, emanating from your sternum. And as you take deep breaths in, let that light glow. Let it extend down to your feet, up to your head and beyond. Louise Hay has a daily diary that I purchase every year and tear off a page. And her affirmation today is, there is so much love in my heart, and it is wonderful to share it with family and friends. You see where I'm getting with all of this positivity. Now, some of you may not be feeling it. Look at this image. The mountains, a green hilltop, and a rainbow. Now, I like pulling tarot cards for a reading at the beginning of the week. And today's card is the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands typically represents a surge of raw creative energy. It's a spark of divine inspiration. It's the notion of brand new beginnings, like the ultimate green light. The Ace of Wands is really truly a powerful omen. It is asking all of us to trust our initial impulses, instincts, if you will. Dive headfirst into a new passionate project. Embrace the exciting opportunities that all of that brings. Now, the moon today is in the sign of Aries. That's also fire, also connected to the wands. And there's an awful clash between the planet of Mercury, the planet of communication that rules over Gemini, and Saturn. Order, one step after the other. Organization, control, lessons learned is all about Saturn. But the message here is it's best not to be pulled into anyone else's drama, and most definitely don't start your own. Find a happy film to watch, dance to some upbeat music, and I think you'll be fine. Digging into this Ace of Wands energy, being passionate about a brand new project, connecting with someone that can help you get it off the ground, putting some plans together. You know, many of us write down our plans and our dreams and our wishes. I do, in journals. And I sort of basically map it out, if you will, think it out, write it out. Some of them, maybe a lot of them, don't ever come into being. However, the journey of it, the creative journey of it, does lead somewhere. I mean, everything we talk through, every project we have, whether it's in school, college, work, personal, planning a wedding, a party, a get-together, whatever that looks like, you know, some things come to fruition and other things go somewhere else. Fairies, where are you? Thanks for being with us. Bring us a blessing for today that pulls all this together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Forgiveness. Ooh. Well, what I'm getting from my spirit team is that obviously forgiveness is going down the hallway of healing. More importantly, how does it all play into here? Give yourself a break. And forgive yourself for maybe not seeing the messages, or perhaps if you've behaved in a way that's less than integrous, less than respectful, less than joyful. Maybe you've beaten yourself a little bit too much. Maybe you've spent too much time doing something that you know for sure was not going to bring you any joy, wasn't going to bring you anything. Forgiveness really starts with yourself. I am going to get Karen Kay's guidebook here because I want to make sure I'm covering all of the options really, so that we're not just repeating without really landing it anywhere. Yes, she says that forgiveness liberates yourself. It liberates all of us from judgment. And practicing the forgiveness urges the fairy world and to remind us that we can be sometimes our own worst enemy, our own worst critic. And we need to learn self-forgiveness and self-acceptance. So be gentle with yourself, particularly when it comes to evaluating the errors, missteps, and mistakes that you've made in your life. There's no missteps. There are really only lessons that come from the human experiences that we're all having. It's time to let yourself off the hook. It's time to swim or fly or whatever that looks like, whatever freedom that brings you. It's time to feel the beauty and the lightness of forgiving your heart and your mind. It is time to let go of these mental, emotional burdens. I think if we're holding on to too much of that baggage, we haven't got the freedom to come into something new and exciting. With that said, I'm going to let you go. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you feel, what's going on with you. I really like hearing that. And woo, we are 3 subscribers away from the 600 mark. I know that's not a lot. I was watching somebody yesterday that has, I don't know, 20,000 people that watch the videos every day. I think that's impressive. I don't know. Not sure. But I'm happy with the growth I've got going on right now because that's all because of you. All right, my friends, until tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye for now.